Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com. Today we are going to make chocolate bark, and this is what it looks like. This is delicious. It's simply a combination of chocolate and nuts. Today I'm going to use almonds, but really you could use like walnuts, pecans, hazelnuts, whatever you want. Or you could use a combination of those. But no matter which type you use, what we want to do is to toast the nuts because that's going to really bring out their full flavor. So first thing that you will need to do is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees Celsius. And then you will need, today I'm using 1 3/4 cups, which is 250 grams of whole natural almonds. Natural means the skins are left on. If you want, you could use the blanched almonds. So just put them on a baking sheet, pop them in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes until you start to smell them. That's how you know they're done. And then take them out and then cool them completely. I've already done that. You would do the same thing with pecans or walnuts or hazelnuts. Take about the same, about 8 to 10 minutes. So once that's done, then this is all about the chocolate. You will need 1 pound, which is 450 grams of either a semi-sweet or a bittersweet chocolate. Now, when you go to buy I'm using like a chocolate bar. When you go to buy them, a lot of times, so your chocolate, you can either find it on the baking aisle of your grocery store, or if you're using a chocolate bar, you may have to go to the candy aisle. So if you want a semi-sweet, a lot of times it will say semi-sweet chocolate or bittersweet chocolate. But a lot of times now, they also have a percentage, and a lot of times big bold letters. So a semi-sweet is like about 55 to about 70%, and then your bittersweet is 70 plus. I'm using right on that bittersweet 70%. Now, no matter when you go to buy chocolate, say a chocolate bar, which I'm using chocolate bars here, you will notice it's dry to the touch, kind of satiny. This is at room temperature. It's shiny. And when you break it, it snaps. And that means the chocolate is tempered. And that is what we want for our chocolate bark. I want to be able to store it at room temperature, and I want that nice, snap. Unfortunately, when you melt chocolate, it loses its temper. So what we're going to have to do, I'm going to show you here. Don't worry, it's not hard. We're going to temper our chocolate. The only thing, what's important when you temper chocolate is temperature. So you will need a thermometer. I'm using a digital thermometer. You could also use a mercury thermometer, or you want it to be a candy thermometer, because what's important, just make sure that whatever thermometer you're using, it goes down to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 32 degrees Celsius, because that's the temperature. 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 C, is what we need our chocolate at the final stages to be at. So you have that. And then what you will need is a saucepan of simmering water. Tempering, there's different methods. We're using what is called the seed method. So you will need a heat-proof bowl, and I'm just going to put that on. A saucepan of simmering water. We want to put 12 ounces of our chocolate, 340 grams, into our heat-proof bowl. So, chop it coarsely. If you're using, like I'm using a bar, I just use my fingers to do this. And then the other 4 ounces or 115 grams, you want to finely chop it, like I have here. And that's what we're going to add to this chocolate once it's melted. But we'll get to that later. Just have your chocolate finely chopped before you start melting this. You don't want to be scrambling around. And have your thermometer out. Like always, have everything out. So, there we go. I'm just going to put this over my saucepan of simmering water and let it melt. Okay, our chocolate is melted, so I'm going to take it off the heat. Turn that on so it's not so noisy. So now what we want to do is to find out what the temperature is, because we want our chocolate, before we start adding our finely chopped chocolate, we want this to be at somewhere between 115 and 119 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 46 to 48 C. So, and if you're watching, it's the one on the left. Now, if it's not up to that temperature, then we want to put it back on to our saucepan of simmering water to get it up to that. But I am, right? Yeah. So it's a little high, what, about 125? So I'm going to just let it sit here until it gets down to that range of 115 to 119 Fahrenheit, 46 to 48. That'll just take a couple minutes. So now we are at our temperature. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just take a bit of our chopped chocolate, put it in there and stir until that's melted. And I'm just going to keep doing this until we're down to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 C. And then it's tempered. So that is all you need to do to have tempered chocolate. So just stir it. Once it melts, just keep adding. Sometimes if you use all your chocolate, if you use that 4 ounces, 115 grams, and you're still not down to 90, what I always have is just on the side, just a piece of chocolate, large piece, and then I just put it in there. And then when it reaches my desired temperature, I just take out that block. This part is the seed, and that into the melted chocolate, and that's how we get the tempered chocolate. So what are we at? Oh, we're almost there. I'm talking, I'm not checking the temperature. See, it goes quite fast. It can drop down slightly below 90, but we are at, man, talk too much there. Okay, so we are at 90. So I have a saucepan of or a baking sheet, sorry. I'm going to add my almonds and just stir them in. So I have a baking sheet with parchment paper. And I just stirred in the nut, and we're done. So just spread that out. See, this is why you need a good thermometer. You have a thermometer, it's not hard. It's all about temperature. You will notice that if you leave this tempered chocolate, like if I don't put hot water into this bowl right away, it kind of sticks and dries really quickly. So as soon as I go off camera, I'm going to put some hot water. So now just take a spoon, or I'm using an offset spatula, spread it out. You can spread it out as thick or as thin as you want. If you like your bark quite thick, you can not spread it as much. I like mine fairly thin. So this is great for gift giving. People love it. So now what I'm going to do, there's 2 ways. You can just let it sit like that and it will firm up. If you leave it at room temperature, it's going to take a couple hours. So what I do to speed things up is I just put this into the refrigerator. You know, it usually takes, depending on your fridge, 15 to 30 minutes, just until it firms up. So that's what I'm going to do. And when we come back, we will try a piece. So now, as you can see, our chocolate bark has set up. Looks gorgeous. Before we try a piece, let's just talk a little bit about tempering chocolate, because that went fairly quickly. One as you can see, I didn't use all of my chopped chocolate. That's perfectly all right. Sometimes though, I use even more. So that's why I have, like I said, a little extra on the side. Because if you're not down to the 90 degrees Fahrenheit 32°C and you've used all your chop, then like I said, just put in this, just like called the seed, put it into your melted chocolate until it gets to 90 and then you can take it out. Now, I did mine, maybe I went a little too quickly, because I do this so often and I'm using the same brand of chocolate so I know how it works. I put a lot of my chopped chocolate into the melted chocolate so that lowered the temperature really quickly. If this is your first time, you know, maybe take this amount, just a small amount, add it to your melted chocolate and stir it so the temperature goes down slower so you're not like rushed like I was, which is fine when I'm in the kitchen by myself, but I guess I should have went a little slower for you guys. But just do it a little slower so that the temperature lowers and you're not like having to rush. Also, if by chance, sometimes this happens, you're maybe not paying attention and the temperature of your chocolate goes down below that 90 F32C, don't panic. All you need to do then is take your chocolate and put it over simmering water, your saucepan of simmering water. That's just why I have my pot on the stove while I'm doing it, because just in case it drops down below the temperature, all you need to do is just put it over the simmering water just for like a couple seconds, just to get it back up to that 90 Fahrenheit 32°C, and then you're fine. Absolutely fine. Don't panic. I mean, the worst case scenario is it's not tempered properly, which is no big deal. It's still going to look like this. The only difference is if it's not tempered, I wouldn't store it at room temperature, because if the chocolate's not tempered and you store it at room temperature, after a while, like a day or two, it starts to get like a white, like they call it a bloom, like just like I don't know what you call it, just a white bloom. And it's softer. So, and you'd have to store it in the refrigerator. So, I think I've covered everything. So what I do, you can break it with your chocolate bark with your fingers, or I'm going to use a knife, whichever way, and you can have big pieces, small pieces. I'll leave that up to you. Well, what I do know, it's really good. It's like your own homemade chocolate bar. You can customize it. One nut, several nuts. You could also add some dried fruit with your nuts. So you can store, if it's tempered, you can store it at room temperature for quite a few weeks. If something happens, it's not tempered, just store it in the fridge. Nobody will know. But you must try this. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of JoyBaking.com.